Hello, everyone, and welcome to InsPOWration, a TV show that focuses on inspirational people doing inspirational things. My name is Devin Nakasone. I will be your host today, and every show. Of course, we'd like to thank Olelo Channel 55 and the 501c3 nonprofit Prayers on Wings. As we promise, every show that we always got great guests, and today also awesome guests, and it's very, very cool how I actually met them. Like I always say, you know, for the ones that know me, I always say that inspiration can be right around the corner. Inspirational things can be right there. All you need is an open mind. And I wasn't looking for it that day that I found this inspiration. It was right around the corner of Shirkia. I went to go repair a very nice bracelet that I got for Christmas, and actually found a hidden inspirational moment of how I met this man and what this man is actually about, and bigger meaning of what he's doing in life and who it's benefiting. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Enson Inoue and Sarah from Destiny Forever.
Oh,
How you guys doing? We shake hands again.
Yeah,
There's a second taping. Nobody will ever see.
Is it recorded? What's it on?
It's recorded. No one will ever see the first show, and this show will be better. we got everything. There will be no swearing in this show. Everything's all great. We're
No
ready
swearing.
to go. I was the one that swore, but so Destiny Forever LLC. You guys, you know, it's amazing. As I was saying earlier, I got my bracelet from a dear friend for Christmas. It broke on me, and we'll explain that about how that works too. And I needed to get it repaired, and at the same time, Sarah helped me out and told me, "Oh, you can change it up if you want. You can change the color. You can do whatever you want with it." And you guys were able to take me in that day that I went into Shirkia. You guys pretty much got me in and out within 15 minutes, and that's with designing another bracelet. Sarah, you were very helpful with that, and I love the store. And more so, I got a brochure that explained Destiny Forever and how intense this mission is, and what you go through for the sacred beads, and how this all came about. So, Enson, what can you explain to me what Destiny Forever is and how you came about everything?
Well, Destiny Forever is my company that we sell and make bracelets. It's customized bracelets to your needs, and you know, depending on what you're going through in life at the time, your bracelet could have different stones in them. But it was formed when I was in Japan. I been in Japan for 25 years, and a lot of these bracelets are real popular in Japan. There was a guy that used to make them like this, but in Japan, if you go to the stores, they don't have them made like this. Most of them are just on the elastic cords inside, so they're not wrapped separately every single bead. So the guy who used to make them like that, he made some for me. He made one for me, and those bracelets are known to protect you. I had an incident where I totaled my Mercedes-Benz, and the only injury I got was a fat lip from the airbags, and my bracelet broke. So they believe that when your bracelet breaks, it's taken something in place of coming to you. So any hardship or bad experience, or for my sake, maybe physical injury, is taking that for me. So my bracelet broke. I got pretty much no injuries, and I was hooked after that. Like, oh, I got to keep these bracelets on. Yeah, so I always kept the bracelet on.
Very cool. So this man, I remember you telling me on another date that this man, you wanted he taught you how.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
you wanted he was hard to get in touch with.
Yes.
And the day that you did, he decided he would teach you. And how hard is it to make these bracelets?
When I first did it, it was just the you know, there's a way to tie it. There's a way to the order that you do things in it. He left out a lot of technical stuff on how to thread through the beads easier, how to finish the ties off better, how to burn it and everything. It was he left out a lot of things. So my first bracelet took 3 hours. So it was, when I first started, it was super hard. It was like I was like, I don't want to do this 3 hours for one bracelet. But I wasn't making it for anyone else but myself in the beginning. So for me, it was worth it because I was making something for myself, you know. So I was taking 3 hours to make one, but when you're, you know, as you know, if the harder you work, the more important or the more you cherish the finished product. Yeah. So I was real happy with what I had. Yeah.
So okay, so you know, I believe that this man taught you this because I like to call it circle of inspiration, and in the short time that I've gotten to know you, I can tell that you're a very inspirational person, and I believe that this man also saw that in you, that he wanted to keep this circle of inspiration going. So he took his talent, showed it to you, and what I'm getting from it is he left out a lot of technical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He left that up to you. He showed you the roots,
Mm-hmm.
and then you grew into your own. He just planted a seed, and here you go. You go into your own tree, and you created a company.
Yeah, exactly like that.
And that's just pretty amazing because he gave you something, but he gave you enough room so it could be your own.
Yeah.
And you know what? It kind of sounds like a Karate Kid movie, right? It does, right? It sounds like a Mr. Miyagi thing, but no. But I mean, which is one of my favorite movies. I'm not gonna lie. But so here's this man that taught you that, gave you enough room to grow spiritually, especially in patience. If it took you 3 hours to make a bracelet, so here you are trying to do something that you just thought was so cool, and then you started believing in it, and the hard work that you've learned and harnessed and made it easier to do, you decided to open a company.
Yeah, and the great thing about it is he didn't tell me about the fruits on the trees. He planted the seed, I grew the plant, but he didn't tell me that each stone had its own property. For me, it was just about the bracelet. The bracelet protects you. And so I started making it with these crystals, and then when I thought, oh, I'll try a different color, I went into the store with all the different gems, the power stones, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll get maybe the clear ones. I was like, whoa, how come that was so expensive? And I couldn't understand it. And the guy in the shop told me, hey, this is all power stones. They all have their own separate properties. I'm like, what is that, power stones? So then I started studying about that. That's where Sarah's really good. She knows pretty much more than me about the properties of the stones, about what properties would mix good with certain properties and what type of powers for grief, for power, for energy, you know. So I didn't know that. When I thought it was just making a bracelet, then I realized that there's thousands of different gems out there, natural gems out there that carry their own property. Yeah, so it's amazing how, yeah.
Cool. So of course, you know what? I got what Enson's saying, I got to actually get that from you when we designed my bracelet. You went into what colors I like, what I was looking for, and you actually laid them all out for me. And when I brought Charlene back the next week, I told her, you gotta come, you gotta check this out, you're gonna love it, because she's like a stone freak.
I remember Charlene coming
yeah,
into
so
it,
she's like a kid in a candy shop.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's like all freaking out. And you helped her design her bracelet. Mine was very basic, you know, but hers one, you guys actually took some time to pick out the stones, and she had a blast. You know, it was well worth the time there, and it was well worth the day that we spent there, and talking to you guys about your destiny forever. You know, what even brought me to a bigger light in your company was reading that one brochure that shows your journey in Japan and your mission. And I understand that your company, part of the proceeds go on to continue to support Japan.
Yes.
And that is North Japan. Right?
Yes.
And because of the earthquake.
Yeah.
So
the triple threat, yeah?
Triple
Earthquake,
threat?
tsunami, nuclear plant.
Wow, okay, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
So here's a company with a mission, with a purpose, which is to continue, like how we say, that circle of inspiration. And here you are doing that. And also you go back to Japan you go there for 3 months at a time, maybe more, to do this on foot walk, and can you explain this journey that you do in Japan?
Well, we actually live in Japan, and we just travel out here for the Shurikia to sell the bracelets. While we're there, we do all kinds of different things, and one of those big things we do is the pilgrimage. Yeah, so I've done. I'm on my second one. The first one I did alone. walk the whole thing. The second one I'm doing is I'm on Temple 66 now, but I'm still walking, but in sections. I was told to do it alone. I was told to do it on foot, and I was told to do it in one shot the first time. So that's what Sarah's going to be doing next year. She's going to be walking the pilgrimage alone, and she's going to do it all in one session. Yeah, so it takes anywhere from a month and a half to 2.5 months, maybe 3, some people, depending on how far they can walk every day.
Well, can you explain to our viewers how brutal this walk?
Well, it's an 880-mile walk, and it's not just a normal 880-mile walk. It's a walk through the mountains. Sometimes you go through areas that there's no phone reception. Sometimes you're walking for 5 to 6 hours without meeting a human being or a human thing. Sometimes you feel happy when you see a dog or even a vending machine. It's like, whoa, people come here. You know, you don't feel like you're like lost in nowhere. So it's an 880-mile journey. You visit 108 temples, and it's a health pilgrimage. So for me, I prayed at every temple, prayed for the health of my family, for myself, and yeah, it's like a journey you do alone, and a journey that you experience and you learn about yourself and grow spiritually.
You're going to do this journey. Excited, scared, a little bit of both?
All of the above. Yeah.
Can you tell us why you are doing this journey?
This particular one, yeah, I really like the learning part of it, the struggle. You know, the struggle, you can grow, you can learn through it as well. I really like the spiritual part of it too. There's a lot of different aspects to it, and the challenge. I think I really like the challenge. Really appeals to me.
You know, that's amazing. As I was saying to you before, that what you're describing in your struggles on this walk of pilgrimage, a pilgrimage walk, that it kind of describes my life as a drug addict. I was a drug addict for 10 years, and how you said to me about being alone. You actually find out who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, all your fears are, you got nowhere else to turn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's really what my drug days were like. Being homeless, being on the street, dirty, no showering, no nothing, and really describes my life from 1989 to 1999. I kind of felt like I was in that, and to hear you do this and continue to do good work really is inspiring to not just myself, but to actually my whole organization and everyone that I've been telling, gotta go check out these bracelets and we'll pick up that brochure, because it is amazing. I know certain stones you do get blessed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
that's what we get from the pilgrimage.
And then those stones are the sacred ones that you can get it at Shirkia.
Yes.
Right? And actually inquiring.
Yeah, we have some. Yeah.
Sarah
All supplies last.
Yeah.
So only get it when we go on the pilgrimage.
For, right?
Yeah.
So you get those after every time you go to Japan.
Yeah, certain. There's 20 of the 108 temples that actually offer that. So.
Wow. So you're gonna go get some too.
I am.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. So I understand that you're going on this walk because of the person that sits beside you and how he's grown, and how you said you want to grow and discover your inner being and a different purpose, and what everything comes to play. So this, you know, now that I believe it's only you that did this walk in the Destiny Forever company.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So here you have another one. So
Mm-hmm.
Sarah's going to go on it. So the growth in your company must look like your vision can change. Everything, the growth can be enormous. Now comes not just one tree, but here comes another one where you got enormous, different kind of potential. So what's in store for Destiny Forever?
Well, what's exciting about it is I was someone that was real kind of, blunt and straight to the point. Wasn't that spiritual, but this has brought me a lot of calmness, a lot of spiritualness. And you got someone like Sarah who's already pretty calm, very spiritual. And to see what kind of changes that would make in her would be kind of interesting, almost like another level. Yeah, so it's going to be neat. In the pilgrimage, there's 4 stages. There's one stage that's called awakening, and that's when all the temples are close together. There's no mountains. And then the next stage is in the Kochi prefecture is called perseverance. That's when you walk 3 days to a temple with nothing. So you'll walk like ocean, mountain on the right, ocean on the left, with nothing. Sometimes no vending machine for a long time. So she'll walk 3 to 4 days to one temple. That's the perseverance stage. And then, I don't know why, but there's the Ehime town is like all mountains. And that's called the enlightening stage. So I think that's the hardest part. And then when you get back into the finishing where the temples become close together again, it's called nirvana. So there's 4 stages you go through. And it's an interesting pilgrimage.
Wow. And you're ready for that?
I will be ready for it.
Yeah, you will be ready
around.
for that.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty heavy stuff. I mean, here you're talking about choosing, basically, to do this journey. And of course, you hear the stories from Enson and all the struggles. Enson, I earlier you were telling me before the show, you were telling me how this walk actually stripped you down to nothing. Can you explain that?
Yeah, well, it brings you down to the lowest part of society. Yeah. You feel like to a homeless person with no friends, and that makes a big difference when you have no friends. You're alone, you're homeless, you have no friends. You're walking, you don't have money for food, so you're pretty much almost like a beggar on a journey, and it's really hard because I've never been like that. I've always had friends. I had a house to live in. I had a car to drive. Always around students. Always with people. And all of a sudden, I'm alone on this real physical, emotional, and mental journey that's just hurting me every minute I go in it. And every pilgrim, she's going to have it too. Every pilgrim would tell themselves, "Why am I doing this?" Although you know why you're doing it. The pain and the suffering that you go through, you think, man, I remember thinking like, damn, I got a car at home, I got a house to live in, I can buy my own food, but why am I doing this? I mean, I knew what I was doing this, so I was like, why am I punishing myself? That's what I felt. But like I said before, the pilgrimage is real interesting because anytime I was not on the temple, I felt like I was on the lowest part of society, like a beggar, like a homeless person. And I got that looks like that when I would be resting on like a chair in front of us, like a supermarket. People would see me and they would know I'm a pilgrim because of the way I'm dressed, but they'd look at me like, oh, kind of like I felt like, oh, take me home, kind of help me. But you can't ask for it. So whenever I was on that, and it was neat whenever I walked into the temple grounds, I got this respect that you could feel when people just looked at you. When the people that were doing tours or even the other priests, I would walk into the pilgrimage and they were like, whoa, like you could see them, like the tour people, like, whoa, it's a walking pilgrim. And they see the roads because they're riding the buses through the roads, and they see the roads and they see you. In fact, some of the buses kind of pass you on the way up, and then they see you at the temple and it's like, whoa, it's like you feel like a real elite person. Even the priests at the temples treat you different. They'll give you food, or they'll give you water, and they'll tell you to be careful. And then you go back on the road. I leave the temple, and bam, you're right back into the pain of the blisters and no food. And it was a experience that really brought me down to reality. There's a story that I didn't tell you earlier, but there's a story that accommodations was huge, man. When you sleep outside, you don't get the right rest. But there was a story where I went in to this place and I got this free place to stay for pilgrims. Yeah, got my bag off, everything, got ready, went to the owner of the shop that owned the little shack, and I told her, oh, thank you for letting me stay. She goes, oh yeah, we have a little thing that, we don't want your money, we're helping the pilgrims, but just out of, being proper, you do something for the shop in order to earn your stay. And I said, oh yeah, what do you want me to do? She goes, can you clean up? So I said, okay, shoot. So it was really weird, because I was like battered and I was sweeping the ground of a shop, and it was real humbling because my first feeling was, oh, this would be embarrassing to have all my sponsors and all my fans see me doing this. And then then it clicked on to me like, you know what, this is right, man. She's gonna let me stay, and if I really want to stay, I should do something for her. So I remembered sweeping up the store And then I remember going out, asking her if there's anything else to do. She goes, oh, she asked her husband, he said, yeah, can you carry these boxes onto the car? And I said, oh yeah, shoot, so carry the boxes in the car. And they got a place to sleep. So, you know, the whole pilgrimage is not just a journey of overcoming physical pain, emotional pain, and mental pain. It's also learning to be humble, learning about yourself, and, you know, overcoming a lot of things, you know, like even something like fear. You know, you know when you're in your home alone and you hear, you're cool with the dark, and all of a sudden you hear something and it triggers that, oh, what if ghosts are here? And all of a sudden every little thing you hear, you start freaking out. When I was sleeping at a place, you know, it happened, and I got that trigger where that be a little faggot trigger, you know, you'd be scared of everything. And I was like, ugh. And then you're at home, call a friend, turn up the TV, turn up the radio, you can run away from it. But in the pilgrimage, I was sleeping next to a graveyard, and that's the only place I could sleep. And it triggered me, and I was like, oh no. I would swear at this point, but I know I can't. So, but I was like super scared. But I couldn't do anything. I had to fight the fear. So there's a lot of things in the pilgrimage. Depending on the certain person, she's going to experience certain things like that, yeah.
I guess I would say that I'm excited for you, and we'll follow. We'll definitely try and follow you with
Facebook.
that.
Yeah, follow.
I would love to have you guys back on the show again after you complete that. That would be really cool to show everyone how much you've learned. You know, it's so funny that you said how you had to sweep.
Yeah.
And stuff. It just brought me back into 2013. You know, share the similar story. I got nominated for the 10 Outstanding Young Americans Award from the JCs. So I went up there, and here were the other 9. The other 9 was John Cena in my class, Nathan Osmond, Bull Davidson. Here's these Grammy Award-winning, country award-winning, Grammy Award-winning people. Nathan Osmond, of course, from the Osmond family, and John Cena. Everyone knows John Cena, and all these other amazing Americans winning the same award. We're sharing the same award, and this award is huge because other past recipients, it's a 40 and under award. Learning about this award just made it more like, wow. You know, other awards were from John F. Kennedy. This is before his presidency. Bill Clinton, Elvis Presley. You know, all these major guys, athletes, and doing all these things. And here I am in 2013, winning this award. And I went up there for the weekend to accept the award and give a speech and meet the other Americans and the thousands of JCs up there. And I had a conversation with Charlene and Kristen, who's part of Prayers and Wings. I said, how many of those young Americans are going to come back on Monday and clean a toilet? Because that's my job. I'm a laborer. I'm a laborer for public housing. So my job can do anything from cutting grass to getting a vacant renovation to fixing plumbing to anything, and it can be as low as cleaning a toilet. And I'm like, how many of these Americans are gonna go back home? And you know, like this guy's got an award another award, and he's got to go sing at a concert. And here's another one that's gonna go wrestle or become another do another Make-A-Wish wish, you know, for another child. And I'm gonna go back on Monday and do a vacant renovation because I know it's due on Wednesday. You know, so whatever my coworkers didn't do, I'm gonna wind up doing. And I'm like, wow. And you know, I'm still at this job, with the same position, and my life, as much as yours, how you go out and you go do these walks, and your status as an MMA fighter, as a celebrity, as a public figure, and then you're going on this journey, how it strips you down. I mean, sometimes the way I get treated at work I can be totally stripped down by my coworkers because I have other maintenance men and how other people look at me, and then when I come out of there, when I clock out at 4:30, it's like something totally different. But it's come to the point where I've conditioned myself to where I've grown into somebody that cannot be stripped of this because I know what I earned, and I know what I'm worth. So it's my self-worth, and I'm sure you got all of that on your walks and your journey, and on your level of where you are in a society, and realizing how human you are, right? On a walk.
Brings you back down, yeah.
And that's actually very, very heavy, which makes everything actually probably more focused, to be able to run a company with a mission like Destiny Forever, and put a lot of more passion into what you do. You know, I think one of the things that I loved being in your store, and I encourage everyone to go to Shirakia when he's here, is you got a doll
Yeah.
from Japan.
Figure, yeah.
It's a doll. It stands about this time. We joked about this before, and everyone knows that I have a doll made of myself, but it came out as a Tsum Tsum. Right? But me and Enson are about the same height. He stands about 5'10", and you know, I'm just a couple of inches shy from that. And we said earlier, hopefully he doesn't stand up. Right? So, you guys are here periodically for about 3 weeks at a time?
Yes. Yeah.
And you guys got a website. You are destinyforever.com.
Yes.
People can find you on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and people can find you on Instagram.
Yes.
And Sarah, both you and Enson basically handle the corresponding and the PR
Yes.
of where you guys are going to be, how to get these awesome bracelets, and all of that.
Custom make your own, yeah.
The best way to get in touch with you guys would be on the website.
Email, yeah.
Yep, on the website, destinyforever.com, or via email, destinyforeverorders@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, we would like to offer our help as well in case you didn't catch that. For those of our viewers that have been following Prayers and Wings, all you got to do is hit us up with an email. We can give you all the insight on how to get these bracelets, where they're going to be, and how to put you in direct contact with Destiny Forever. Right? So, you know, we're almost out of time. And so, again, you want to follow them. I'm going to be there at Shirakia. I don't know when this show is going to air, but I will be there on the 8th to the, what's the date?
27th.
To the 27th. And I will get myself another bracelet. I'm actually looking for a necklace that I want you
work
guys
on
to
that, yeah.
design for me. And I don't know how you're going to help me out, Sarah.
Yep.
So thank you to all of our viewers. Destiny Forever, Prayers and Wings, Devin Nakasone, we are out.